Okay, now I'm going to compare spirituality with America, spirituality with the rest of the world. My contention is that I love America. Obviously, I'm an American, but I love America. I think America is the most religious country in the world. I think this country is was founded on religion. We came over here across the ocean because we wanted to invent our own religion. We were, and you know, that's kind of in the vein of England itself. England was the country in all of Europe that was the one that broke apart from the Catholic Church with Henry VIII. Now he did that because he wanted to be able to marry Anne Boleyn, even though he was already married to her sister, and he wanted to divorce the sister and marry Anne Boleyn. My grandmother told my mom that we're actually descended from Anne Boleyn. But anyways, so the Pope said no, and then he's like, fuck you then, I'm gonna break off and become our own country. So then that's kind of the beginning. And then the Pope got pissed off and made the St. Peter's Basilica, and when he had like Atlas holding the world, he had like his hand covering England to try to forget about England. But anyways, so England already was kind of the country that kind of was being able to think for their own selves and not have to defer to the Catholic Church, even though they were part of the Roman civilization, but they weren't completely. You know, the Scots ever were. That's why they built the Hadrian's Wall. But anyway, yeah. So America itself was founded on having a new religion. That's what the whole Plymouth. That's what they're all about, and why we have so many religions in America to this day. And but you know, the people who made our Constitution definitely understood not to let a religion get in the way of your common sense, and to let everybody kind of respect everybody regardless of a religion and just go by law, you know, separate church from state. But nevertheless, I think America is the most religious country in the world. Now, you might say, oh, no, it's not. What about South America? Those places are religious. I don't mean religious as in brainwashed religious, like South America in the Pope, you know, doing whatever the Pope says, you know. Like I held a cross upside down to my mother-in-law, who's Catholic, and she's like, oh, no, don't do that. The demons, you're going to die, all curses. And oof, no. I mean religious as in spiritual, thinking for yourself type of religious. So, now England, you would say maybe, I don't know if it is, but it's definitely one of the most progressive countries in Europe, or the most progressive country in Europe, spiritually. But it's still not as religious as America. So, let's look at I've rambled for 3 minutes. Let's look at the statistics here. Reincarnation. Who believes more in reincarnation? Well, in 1982, 24% of Americans believed in reincarnation. Whereas in 1969, I guess that's the whole generation had, only 18% of Englanders did. So I don't know, interpret that for yourself. Because more and more people believe in reincarnation each year. Alright, well, let's bring it up in time. Oh wait, hold on. In 1980, 30% of Englanders believed in reincarnation. In 1982, only 20% of Americans, 24% of Americans. Uh-oh. That means England is more believe in reincarnation than America. But in 1986, just 6 years later, 37% of Americans believe in reincarnation. All right, let's talk about God. Now this is 1968 for England and 1969 for Americans. So basically the same time period. 98% of Americans believe in God. Only 77% of Englanders do. Now I know the Englanders are probably kind of like angry at God, and Americans are like happy, but hey, if you believe in God, you should believe in God. You can define it what you want. You gotta believe in God. And Americans believe 98%. And only 2% don't, whereas 11% of Englanders flat out don't. And then 12% of Englanders don't have an opinion. Now, who believes in life after death? It didn't say the date here, so I'm going to guess it's the same poll. 68 for England, 69 for Americans. So, Americans, 73% of Americans believe in life after death. Only 38% of Englanders do. 19% of Americans say no, but a whopping 35% of the English say no. don't believe in life after death. Flat out atheists. More atheists in England than America. Hell, 65% of Americans believe in hell, which is another realm of where, evil spirits hang out. Well, only 23% of the English think that this place is actually in existence. I guess they're atheists. So it's 65 for America, 23 for English. So 29% of Americans say flat out no hell, whereas a whopping 58% of English say no. 6% of Americans have no opinion. 19% of the English have no opinion. So I guess Americans have a lot more conviction too. We know what we know. The English don't. But now you might go, oh, but that's just the New World. That's America. The Canadians aren't very religious either. Ask the question. Now this is from religionstolerance.org is where I got all this information. God is very important in my life. I would say that. God is very important in my life. 63% of men say yes, whereas only 35% of Canadians do. Canadians are anti-religious compared to Americans. And now out of that sampling, 50% of men said so in America, and 75% of women do. So women are 25% more saying that God is very important in their life. I forgot to include that in difference between men and women. But there you go, another affirmation that women are more spiritual than men. And so there you go. Americans are more spiritual than anybody else in the whole world, especially England and Canada, or at least England and Canada. So there you go.